on, bitch!
You are now listening to the sounds of
JonQ. After listening,
You'll be fat girls in no time!
And you know this, man.
Alright, well, welcome to the second episode of the JonQ Experience. And it is, of course, your boy John.
It's your boy Q.
With two awesome guest stars on this show. One of which is our lovely friend Rachel.
Hi.
And of course, I have the missus, the woman with the plan, the number one hood nigga from the streets. My beloved. Her name is Curry.
Hey.
And she is talking to us from via the telephone. So just in case her audio sounds kind of weird, that's why. But it's for a good reason. All right, so let's talk about some magic. And on top of that, what this podcast is aiming to talk about today is, of course, magic just in the general sense of the media. Primarily magic's use in like TV shows, primarily anime or magical girls and such. And how magic is basically, to me, a cop-out. What do I mean by that?
I couldn't say it better.
Well, John, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, what that means is that, say, for example, take Dragon Ball Z or any other fighting anime like Hunter x Hunter or something like that, where they have to, or Naruto even, where they have to use stuff like chakra and actually physically train their bodies to actually achieve a goal. You know, like how many times did like say it took Naruto to get the Rasengan, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
So he actually put in sweat equity to learn that technique. However, when it comes down to magic, it's like boom, I instantly know it.
No,
it's
a couple words and magically things happen.
Yeah, you utter a couple words, or in some magical girl cases, you do a little spin move, and then you automatically know it. Or in the case of Harry Pussy Potter, you actually say some magical words, and then shit happens. So
don't do that shit with me here.
We got problems with that.
You have problems with that?
Right?
Well, let's talk about those problems. How about that? That's what this podcast is for. I have the ladies here who are on the side of magic, clearly.
Magical aficionados. You want to say?
Yeah, magical aficionados, especially Kari, who is a profound expert on all things magical girl, especially Sailor Moon. So you do not try her at her knowledge, because she will dust you. And she will talk about your mama in the meantime, and she will snatch your edges. She'll do it. So she'll snatch your edges too. So anyway, but I say that to say this: how in the hell is magic such a fucking cop out? You know, and well, I guess you guys clearly have your own opinion about it, but just me in general, especially in the magical girl realm, magic is like the biggest shortcut for actual work. Because take for example Sailor Moon, there is really no brawls in Sailor Moon. I mean, there are fights, but like there's like no scrapping back and forth really, because Sailor Moon, she one-shots people. She does. Like, have you ever seen Sailor Moon exchange more than 2 blows with an enemy?
I haven't actually, and to be honest with you,
the entire point of it all is that she's not a fighter.
I mean, granted,
but she's the guardian.
I mean, there's a crazy thing about it. She transforms, and they watch her do it.
She's not a fighter like at all.
But she's a guardian, though.
But she wasn't really supposed to be.
But she is.
But she's not.
But she is.
She wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, what you got, Rachel? You look like you winding up to say something.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what you think the alternative is. Like, what do you think you would have preferred from Sailor Moon?
Well,
like, the point is that she's better than them.
Whoa.
And she can put them down.
Whoa, hold on. Whoa.
Quick.
Whoa. Like, well, are you saying Sailor Moon is better than enemies or than her Sailor Scouts?
No, than enemies.
Oh, well, yeah, but
I mean, she's not even my favorite Sailor Scout, so I can't say that she's better than the rest of them.
She doesn't see herself that way, but the answer to that question is yeah, it's both.
What, that she's just better than the fucking enemies?
The enemy in her, since she doesn't see herself that way, but the point is she has the power that she is better than them.
That's fucked up. I mean,
But
that,
she's never going to say it. She never sees herself that way because she completely loves and adores her friends, and that's the entire reason why she fights. But yeah, she's the most powerful thing in the freaking galaxy, and it's stated in both the anime and the manga. So
yeah,
yeah.
because her fucking silver crystal gives her overpowered abilities, instant abilities on top of that.
No, it's explained in it, and there's actually a risk in it because using it would usually mean her death in one way or another.
What, using the silver crystal?
Mm-hmm.
But
That's like a big thing at the end of the first season. Hey, don't use your silver crystal against Queen Metalia. You'll freaking die like your mom did. Yeah.
And guess what she did?
Yeah, she used her silver crystal and she died.
So essentially, what you're saying is that the Sailor Scouts are overpowered honeybees in this case. Because if they sting you one time,
Overpowered
that's
what
it.
now?
Yeah, overpowered honeybees.
Honeybees? Why?
Yes,
Oh,
because if you
they
because
sting and then they die. Gotcha.
yeah,
Got it.
basically. So yeah, which I get. I mean, they'll sting you, but they won't die. Because with the because with the silver crystal, that actually keeps reviving her over and over again, though.
Yes, later on, but it wasn't supposed to because that's what killed Queen Serenity in the first place 1,000 years before the story.
Yeah, but she got brought back though.
Not the original Queen Serenity. She's dead forever.
Well, yeah, but the fact is that a version of Queen Serenity did return.
No, her daughter, yes, that's Neo Queen Serenity, but the original Queen Serenity, Princess Serenity's mom, never came back in any form.
Well, she was reincarnated nonetheless.
No, no, you're confusing the two, John.
Well, what the fuck?
Princess Serenity is the one that was reincarnated to the Usagi we know now.
Okay.
Queen Serenity was Princess Serenity's mom in the Silver Millennium 1,000 years ago, who used the silver crystal to reincarnate everyone, but it also caused her death.
Okay. So she's passed
Yeah,
the silver. So she passed the silver
No,
crystal down.
No, that's Princess Serenity.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
not Usagi has the silver crystal now.
Yeah,
Queen Serenity is dead.
Yeah, but
She's the one.
doesn't Usagi become Queen Serenity?
She becomes Neo Queen Serenity, different person.
Oh, I know it's a different person, but she still becomes an overpowered son of a bitch.
Yes.
And nonetheless, who
Yes.
who again instantly gained her magic from a crystal. Didn't work for it at all.
Instantly debatable, but
Instantly, she did.
and there is a cost to it, so
Yeah, but still, instantly, and not just Sailor Moon, but all other magical girl aspects like the Precures and even Madoka Magica. Of course, they become.
If you're going to talk about that, you can't bring Madoka Magica into this because they all gave up something.
Well, I'm not saying that they don't give up something for it. I'm just saying that they didn't do anything to get how strong as they are now.
Actually, they did. That's explained in Madoka Magica.
Like what? They made a wish.
We watched this, so you should know this, John.
I know. I watched the bullshit.
Oh.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, so you should know that the extent of their power actually has a reason, and it's like the entire huge plot twist in the show. So you should know this.
Well, yes, but still, they were granted this amount, this enormous amount of power instantly. They didn't really work for it. One thing they did was to make a wish.
They worked for it, but they did indirectly.
See, that's indirectly. I'm talking about like directly.
But there is a reason behind it. It's explained in the show.
So how do these people get stronger? Because from my experiences, they either get a prettier wand or they change clothes from what they did have, like in Lord of the Rings when Gandalf washed his robe from Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White.
True.
Kill me now.
Well, I'm not an aficionado in that.
He didn't just take a bath. That's not how this works.
It sounds like he did.
And the nerddom.
It sounds like he did.
Yeah, you're on your own there, son.
Yeah.
I haven't read Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings. So, but I know somebody who does. Rachel?
All I'm gonna say is he didn't just take a bath.
But he did get stronger, though, after he took a bath.
Yes.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. Yes, really.
I felt like he
Really?
went
Is that what
home,
we're doing?
Yeah,
put a little
that's what
bleach
we're
in
doing.
his clothes, in his washing machine.
Yeah.
Washed his shirt, washed his robe and his hat. Came out from Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White. Then all of a sudden, he's overpowered as shit when he comes back and to help everybody else out.
You know what I feel? I feel that not only did he actually get some Clorox, but he probably put a little bit of Pine Sol in that bitch too. And then as soon as he came out, you know, that little Pine Sol lady, you're like, that's the smell of clean.
True, you may
And then
add a little
after
bit of
that-
OxyClean as
Sir,
well.
sir, there is no OxyClean in Middle Earth.
Well,
Truly.
we don't know that. Because I'm pretty sure Middle Earth still has secrets that we don't know.
Shut the hell up, John.
I mean, just because you haven't seen OxyClean in Middle Earth doesn't mean it's not there.
That's so true.
It is true. Facts, my nigga. Dead ass. Anyway, but Rachel, you still haven't explained why Gandalf got so strong after he, took an OxyClean bath.
Okay, so his strength doesn't have anything to do with the color of his robes.
So far, that's all I'm saying.
So changing your robes doesn't actually change the amount of power that you have.
Power may just beg to differ, but continue.
We're not talking about Power Rangers. We're talking about Lord of the Rings.
Okay, I'm focused. But, all right, but even so how does he get stronger? Did he train? Did he do P90X or something like that?
No.
Bowflex?
He killed the
Insanity?
Balrog.
The who?
The Balrog.
Is that like a
The
disease?
monster with the flaming whip that was on that
Fire
bridge.
Monster.
Oh, the fire monster thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In
Oh,
the cave.
In the cave? I knew
Yeah.
that. I totally knew that. But continue.
Of course you did.
I told
Alright.
yeah, y'all testing y'all. Y'all passed, but continue.
Okay. So
Focus, John.
I am.
previously, Sauron was the white wizard, right? Okay. But he was in league with Sauron, right?
Right.
So he's not, I guess, worthy of that type of power any longer. He's not
Okay.
worthy of that place. And it allows Gandalf to be able to take that place.
Okay.
So it's sort of like Thor with his hammer. He's not worthy to wield it, and he just goes to somebody else. Is that right?
Well, it can't just go to anybody.
So you just can't go to any
It
random.
goes to someone who is worthy, like the hammer.
Yeah, so yeah, like Thor's hammer. Then.
Right.
So Gandalf.
Not just anybody can be
worthy.
worthy.
So
A wizard.
Yeah. Well, I beg to differ, but still, Harry Potter says otherwise. But anyway,
Not
but,
everybody in
yeah.
Harry Potter is a wizard.
I know that. Not everyone. I know because I know that there are Muggles. So yeah, Muggles are a thing. Or
And squibs.
who?
Squibs.
Who?
Squibs.
Fuck's a squib?
Or a squib.
Yeah, what the hell's a squib?
It's a person born into a
People who-
magic family that
people
doesn't
who
have
are born
magic.
from magical families but don't have any magical power.
Oh, so they're the defects.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're the
If
red.
you, that's rude and
Right.
I mean, they're always called squibs. That right there is rude, and so that's not rude calling them squibs.
All right. So we just gonna go ahead and say this. We apologize to any squibs that we might have offended with our
Yeah.
podcast so far.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We
we'll put that out
apologize to
there.
all squibs that are currently offended. This was not my intent. And I did not call you guys squibs. That's these guys. So because I didn't know that you squibs existed. But now that I do, just know that I respect and love you, and you are valued. So with that being said, so squibs and muggles are apparently a thing. But even with Harry Pussy Potter, I still do not agree with the magical concept.
Can I kick you?
No, you cannot kick me.
No, and I told you this before. Like, we've had a conversation about this before, Don. Like,
About what?
the only reason magic is used as a cop-out, or the only way it ends up being a cop-out, is if you haven't set up rules for the magic.
Well, I understand that magic does have its own set of rules. Well, especially in Harry Potter. But still, like, Harry or any of the other wizards, again, don't do anything extensive to gain the magic.
Pause, time out.
They go to school.
Well, first off,
They take
first,
classes.
Well, yeah. Well, first off, y'all niggas didn't let me finish. Yeah,
No,
like
no.
Can your boy finish?
No, I gotta stop you right there. I have to stop you right there because one, you haven't read the books.
Don't matter.
True that.
I've seen the movies.
And two, there's a point in I guess it's Order of the Phoenix, Book 5, where he actually puts together an entire freaking class on his own to train people how to do stuff. It's not like he just whips out the magic and just knows it. He practices and trains every, like, hard spell that he knows. So I don't want to hear that crap like magic just comes to him, because it does not.
Well, first off, if y'all will let me finish, I would have said that no, like he doesn't like train like P90X train. Now he does go to school for it. See, I was gonna mention that he goes to school and he studies it. He opens the books.
You don't have to be physically fit to do magic, though.
Well, I didn't say that you have to be physically fit to do magic, but I'm just saying that only thing he does is just go to school, he reads some books, and then boom, he knows magic.
No, you practice.
But dude,
Well, I
that
know
shit
you-
is
I know
not.
you have to
No,
practice.
he actually has to practice with the wand. Like there are emotions and like a mental state that you have to be to perform certain spells. Like,
And
you
not
can't
only
just
that,
do
but
it.
you build
can't
up
just say
the
word
ability
and
to
do it.
perform other spells.
How do you build up the ability to perform other spells?
Once you've reached a certain level, this is why they're like when they take classes, they're different levels. They're not the whole fucking school, just
levels to this
all in
shit.
one class.
All right.
So they build on your ability, just like regular school does. If we were not talking about magic and we were just talking about high school, one math class is just building up to the next math class, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, same thing.
Okay.
You build on that ability, you perform certain tasks, and you build your strengths in those
Like starting off
tasks.
with basic potions and then going to the next potions class and stuff like that.
Then the dance
And then
potions
like
and all that shit.
Yeah.
the dark arts, there's like easy like defense spells you'll learn, and then there's other defense harder ones you'll learn in the next year, and harder ones after that. You know,
Okay.
it builds on top of each other. So yeah, it's not just reading a book, but they also write essays on stuff. They practice with their wands because they have to perform certain things in the class. They have to make potions. Like they learn this stuff. It's not just read a book, repeat a spell, and you got it. There's more to it than that. They set up extensive rules on how certain things are performed in the Harry Potter books. It's not the same as in anime, which I'll admit some of it can be Deus Ex Machina, but not all of it. And definitely not in Harry Potter, which has rules after rules after rules after rules, and set stuff up in book 7 that was originally set up in like book 1.
So what I'm hearing is it's the Harvard of magic. That's what I'm hearing.
It is it's a school. It's a high school.
Harvard is a school.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
I mean,
Harvard for
I mean,
magic.
you graduate at 17. You go in at 11.
Okay. Yeah, so Harvard for magic.
It's not necessarily
It's like any school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Any
Harvard
school
for
I mean,
for magic.
every country has like their own school of magic.
Yeah, so Harvard for magic.
Because the magical population is so small, they can probably fit them all into one school. But yeah.
Yeah, Harvard for magic.
I mean,
it's just that's basically all I
I
heard.
mean, so for what I'm understanding is that the bigger your vocabulary, the more powerful you are technically as a wizard in this case.
That's what it sounds like. That's what I mean. That's what that's.
Part of, they have to practice the spells and actually be in a certain mindset to actually feel certain emotions to do it. Because there are certain spells. Rachel would know this. The unforgivable curses, the 3 unforgivable curses. You have to be in a certain mindset to do those. You can't just do them.
Sounds like you can.
Like you can know the spells, you can know how to pronounce the words and wave your wand, but if you're not in the right mindset to do it, it's not going to work.
You have to mean it.
You have to mean it.
So you gotta say it with your chest.
Yeah.
Like one of them is the killing curse, the one that killed Harry Potter's parents and a whole bunch of other people in the series. Good God. But yeah, Harry actually tried it once. It missed, but he actually did try it once, and he was like, in the narration at that part was like, that's right, you have to mean it, because the spell did work, it just happened to miss. but before he couldn't do it.
But what was he trying to aim for?
He was aiming for a person, like he was trying to kill a person.
Damn, so he out here killing niggas now?
He
Gotta
was
do what you
trying
gotta do,
to,
man.
but
Yeah.
Bell missed, but he
Yeah.
literally tried to kill
Cause he
a
a,
person.
cause he a puss. But yeah, but who what you trying to kill?
Well, spoilers alert if you haven't read the series yet, but Harry's
love you just come
godfather
from me
had
like that.
just died. If I'm remembering this correctly, Harry's godfather had just died, and so Harry's very pissed. Like he's angry, he's pissed, he's just ready to like tear apart the person who did it, and he aims a killing curse at that person. Yeah. So.
No, the killing curse didn't work because Harry still had. Well, he had too much bitch in him. That's why.
No, his aim was off, but
Yeah,
it did work.
Well, nah.
I mean, it fired from his wand. It just missed the person it was aiming for.
Yeah, because the one knew that he still had too much bitch in him. So it's so I mean, y'all just said he has to be in a right state of mind, right? So
Yes,
yeah.
and I just told
Not
you
wanting to
this
kill
plan
people
worked.
doesn't make you a bitch.
Yeah, well, he has too much bitch in him. That's why it missed. So that's what was accuracy.
It fires in a straight line like a gun.
Can we talk about your train of thought there, like how you
No.
got from point A to point B?
I mean, we can.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, y'all just said that he has to be in the right state of mind, right?
Okay.
All right, and because he wasn't, because he was angry, he was furious. You know, he wanted to kill a nigga, but yet he wasn't experienced yet. I.e., he had too much bitch on him. so because.
All right, so my question is, when it came to the killing curse, okay, so he has to mean it, right? What other motivations do you need other than just anger and I want that person dead, and then say whatever enchantment it is and point the wand at? Do you need to make that curse work?
Yeah, what he said.
I'm sorry, what was the question? Someone knocked on my door.
Basically, what other than you basically having to be what state of mind do you need to be in order to perform such a killing curse?
Basically, well, the way the book puts it says that you have to mean it, meaning that you really have to go. You honestly, truly have to want to kill a person for it to work.
Okay. So you won't have to kill a nigga for real. What for it to work?
Yes.
So
Like,
again,
you're going to have to want to do it for the magic to work.
So you gotta say it with your chest.
Yes.
Basically.
I mean, it's not just that. You can't just yell it. You have to mean it while you're yelling it. You have to feel it while you're yelling it.
Like a Kamehameha.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So technically,
But
yes.
it's more precise. Like when Vegeta went bang and killed a dude on
Well,
Namek.
Wow, Vegeta went bang and killed it.
Yeah.
All right, but
You know,
yeah.
he pointed his gun and he went bang.
I know.
He
I
shot it like a gun.
I know. I remember
I mean,
that. I Dragon Ball Z, bro. So yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's more precise like that.
okay.
All right, so here's my question with magic in general. Why is the most powerful or the most potent magics are stored in everyday items like a ring or a wand, or even go to the movies, Marvel, a necklace? Why is it stored in such?
That's why no spoilers for Infinity War, because I haven't seen it yet. And
It's not a spoiler.
He's not a spoiler.
I'm just putting it out there now before someone says anything. Okay, go ahead.
Why is it always stored in such casual places? Nothing holy. I mean, even a grail is nothing more than really a fancy cup. Why is magic always, or at least the most powerful stuff, always stored in everyday items?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call a wand a normal thing, especially if you look at Sailor Moon's wand.
It's a stick. Fucking
Not
stick.
just a stick.
Fucking stick.
It's a special
I know
stick.
in Madoka Magica, they have their soul gems. They turn into rings so that they can carry it around with them when they're not in magical girl form. But it's because it's just easier to hide. Oh, this thing on my hand? Oh, it's nothing. It's just a ring I found online. They can say it like that. Oh, this brooch I have on my chest, on my school uniform. Oh, that's nothing. It's something my mom gave me. Something like that. It's not meant to be fancy because they needed to be able to hide in the real world. Because magical girls don't usually tell the world that they're magical girls.
I feel like it just depends on which series it is that you're talking about. Because while, yes, some of them are the actual thing that they use to channel their magic, like a wand, others are kind of an entity on their own, like you said, a ring, like Lord of the Rings. It is kind of its own thing. And personally, I always assumed it was because a body, a human, isn't capable of carrying that amount of power inside of them. So it's a way of utilizing the power without having to carry the power.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
As part of you.
Well, but of course, going back to what you said earlier, it really just depends on the universe and what you're talking about.
Right.
Because
each one's going to be a different kind of situation.
Because
but there are always reasons.
Because
why.
there's an anime that I actually do respect, that actually channels magic. I feel how it should be channeled, and that's Fairy Tail. Because Fairy Tail actually uses magic more like chakra or ki or kai, however you want to, in Dragon Ball Z, more than like just instant spells or like Madoka and the magical girl. Because in hold on, let your boy talk. But yeah, because even in Fairy Tail, you actually have to train to get your magic to build up, and magic can actually run out in Fairy Tail. Like, you can actually run out of magic.
Right.
And I do know in that some aspects, of course, no, the concept of running out of magic is a thing. I think in Sailor Moon they can do that too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, but
they can get exhausted and be unable to use magic. That is a thing.
So that is a thing. So I'm not saying that magic is unlimited by any means. I'm just saying that the shit's in some medias, most medias, is just fucking overpowered and broken, and it's a shortcut. And I do know that in some medias as well, magic is reined in. It actually does have its rules and it has its restrictions and there's no differences and all that kind of good time shit. But how they use said restricted magic and how they gain said restricted magic is, of course, I guess, the beef that I'm having. Because I can understand if they have to go through some kind of rigorous like ordeal or trial or something like that to gain it. If that happens, I'm actually a little bit forgiving. But if a magical cat comes down from the fucking sky and says that, hey, you want to be a magical girl? Let me bestow upon you godlike powers. And now it's up to you to save the fucking world. And then on top of that, not only do they bestow said godlike powers, but they also instantly know how to use them. That is another big pet peeve for me. How do you instantly know all your movesets when you just gained the powers 5 seconds ago?
There's actually an explanation for that, at least in season 1 of Sailor Moon.
That's Sailor Moon,
Yeah, but there is an explanation for that.
Okay.
In Sailor Moon, is that they... Well, at least in the manga, they are actually, their previous reincarnations were actually the children of gods and goddesses, which is why they have the powers of those planets. But in the anime, it's heavily implied that they have very little memories of of their past lives and being soldiers and everything, so that's how they know. They only remember a little bit, but they know enough to be able to use their powers and know that that this is their destiny to find their princess.
So what about like the Precure animes?
The Precure anime?
Yeah.
First of all, that's more directed towards children. So
doesn't matter.
I'm okay with...
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't matter.
Sir, I'm talking.
Okay. But damn.
Stop interrupting John.
In my own house. But anyway.
You're in my house technically too. But,
well, we'll get to that later. But anyway.
Oh
yeah, girl. Do you want me in your house, baby?
John.
Okay.
Focus.
Okay.
Do you want him to come to your house?
Oh yeah, girl. Bust down that door.
I'm willing to be more forgiving of the Preacher series. It because they tend to go more off emotional strength, as does most magical girl shows. They tend to go more off emotional strength than physical strength. So when a magical girl does find the emotional strength to stand up to the enemy that's beating them, they level up, or they get more powers, or another magical girl around them will awaken, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Out of all them,
it tends to draw more off of emotional strength than being able to stand in the face of what is threatening the peace in your world or whatever. It has a lot more to do with emotional strength.
well, you know what? The biggest and strongest magic that there is out there in any media, plot magic.
Plot magic.
Plot magic.
Yeah.
Plot magic. That's not dumb.
All right, so if I could take it back to Harry Pussy Potter, as John so eloquently puts it.
Indeed.
I do have a question when it.
That's his name.
So I have a question when it comes down to the main villain of the whole series. Now, it's from my understanding, Harry's supposed to go back and kill like all his soul pieces that he's stored in different objects.
Because cruxes or something.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that right there. Now, each time he does that, doesn't that drain his power like significantly to like he's maybe a 24th of what he was originally?
They're not Harry's Horcruxes. They're Voldemort's.
I mean Voldemort's.
Or Orochimaru.
Not really, because he's still really powerful, even when there's only one Horcrux left besides Voldemort himself. Because when he and his army attacks Hogwarts, they're still killing people left and right.
Right. So
like he still has plenty of magic. The only problem is if they were to kill Voldemort without eliminating his Horcruxes, he'd still be able to come back.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's like Orochimaru.
So they're killing the pieces of his soul, but they're not necessarily taking out his magic.
Yeah, Orochimaru.
So I was under the impression that the corpses were a part of his magic. Therefore, when Harry killed him, he didn't really kill him at like 100%. He killed him like while he was weakened, which makes Harry look even more sadder than what he is now.
I mean, he already is sad, but still.
The Horcruxes are a bit of his soul.
Yeah, it's his soul, but not his magic.
He is.
So it's not.
Killed someone
also,
to tear from himself.
In the books, Voldemort technically kills himself. So
How does he kill himself?
Harry baited him into it, but it was great. I love the way that battle ended, and I hated the way the movie did it in comparison.
Yeah, the movie it was such a ripoff because he literally just faded.
Did you really watch the movie?
Yes, I saw the movie.
Okay.
And this isn't a spoiler, but anybody who has seen Infinity Wars, he died like No, I didn't say it. I mean, it's memes of this all over the internet, baby.
No, don't you spoil
She's
it.
not looking at the memes, John.
Okay,
She's,
well, never mind it. Well, the way he faded away in the end was garbage. All right, it wasn't like anything epic. It wasn't like a giant Power Ranger explosion, nothing like that. He just died. Like, he just flew away. He turned into dust. So you mean that how long were the movies running? Like 10 years? So my 10-year journey along with this movie ended with him just blowing away in the wind. That's a terrible payoff. And I feel like I want more of that.
I like the way the movie did it because he's still... I mean, not the movie, the book. I like the way the book did it because when he died in front of everybody in Hogwarts, and everybody saw it. And also, he did just fall over dead, but the way he died so pathetically was really suiting to his character. And I really compare it to the ending of the Death Note anime versus the manga, because the way Light dies at the end is way different, depending on which version you look at. in the anime, Light dies, and it's really like this sad, pretty piano music, and he dies like by himself in the stairway.
On the stairway.
In the stairway while this piano music is playing. But in the manga, he's dying like screaming for his life, saying that he doesn't want to die, and then he has a heart attack in front of everybody and just keels over dead.
Well, damn.
That's it, and it's pretty much almost the exact same thing when you compare the last Harry Potter movie to the book. Because in the movie, he just kind of fades away with nobody around. Voldemort, I mean. And
everybody's around. Everybody's watching him fade away.
Not in the movie.
Yeah, in the movie, because he's actually...
No, Harry walks back to everybody afterwards, but when Voldemort dies, he doesn't die in front of anybody.
I thought he died in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm. In the books, he died in front of everybody, and everybody like was able to see it and everything, and it still looked really pathetic for Voldemort in comparison. So,
call shenanigans. I'm pretty sure he's in front of the audience. Yeah, I call shenanigans on that.
I mean, here's another question I got. I don't know if you're all the way up on the Lord of the Rings series, but I do have a question. Not about the Eagles. It's not about the Eagles. It's about the.
I think you need to ask the Eagle question.
But the Eagles is a very legitimate argument that we're going to talk about a little bit later.
And there's a pretty good explanation for that. Thank you. Please look it up.
Nah,
well... He doesn't have to look it up. I've already told him like 18 times what the answer to this question is.
Look, we can get into this. Eagles. We'll get into this right now, or you get to the question I have.
Go ahead and get the question.
The question I have is, why is Sauron's ring so important? Because all it does is attract the headless or the dead kings. That hunts down whoever it has and gives the user the power to turn invisible.
No, it rules all the other rings. Did you miss that part? It was like the very beginning. Of the movie but it does. Started to watch the movie.
But my issue is it doesn't give like. Yeah,
that's like literally the thing about it.
But the other rings don't do anything.
Actually, they do.
They do.
They do.
Okay, so
I don't know. I don't know Lord of the Rings.
See, when you see them in the movie, they're on dead people already. So the rings are.
Okay, here's what I don't get about y'all too. But we'll try to fill in info from a lore that you're asking questions about that we know better than you, that we know way better than you, and then when we give you the answer, you just ignore it and still ask questions. Why do you do that?
Well, we didn't ignore it. We're taking in your information.
But you'll ask the same question over and over again over the course of several days.
No, because we want clarity.
Or every single time that you see them, the same question.
Exactly.
Or maybe y'all just need to explain it better.
Maybe that's
you need to listen to what I'm actually saying.
I mean, if you said it in the right way, I wouldn't have to ask.
All right, so it's the ring that rules the other rings, but the rings that are on the other rings are already on dead people. So you got one ring that's not on a dead person yet, and the only thing it gives the user is the power to turn invisible, and slowly corrupts their soul, which doesn't give them any special powers or anything like that. Now, that ring will be more significant to me, say, if it gave you the ability to fly or made you invulnerable to where you can walk up to a dragon and he can blast you all day with his breath and you're not harmed in any way, shape, or form. But that's not what this ring does. It just turns you invisible.
So it sounds like the weakest of all rings. Because, it, like you said, it just turns you invisible. That's it. That sounds like a cop-out. That's like... I don't know, Q. The ring might be...
Okay. How is invisibility a cop-out, but like immortality, isn't?
Well, I'm just saying that maybe the ring is busted, Q. I don't know. It might be broke.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The what? So what is up with you and mamas all the time? It's like, Kari, do you need to talk? You need to talk to somebody about like mother issues?
Yeah, focus, John.
Anyway, you the one talking about mamas?
Focus.
But anyway, Q, maybe the ring's busted. I don't know. Well, I know that ring makes you invisible and all that stuff, but what does the other rings do?
They let the one ring control you.
The who?
They let the one ring control you. The master plan that he had was I'm going to make all these rings, and I'm going to give them to the leaders of the elves. I'm going to give them to the leaders of men, etc. And my ring, my one ring that rules them all, will be able to control them.
So you have one ring that rules them all, but the other rings are busted. Is what I'm hearing.
The other rings were gifts.
So they don't do anything.
They're really only meant to be gifts.
So they don't do anything.
They hold a certain power themselves, but the power is connected to the one ring.
But what is that power? That's what I'm asking.
It doesn't actually give them special powers.
Oh, okay.
The rings don't give like the elves special powers that they didn't already have.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't give men special powers they didn't already have.
See, that's what I was wondering.
They connect.
So they're
all the rings to the one ring.
So it's like Wi-Fi in a way.
Sure, if you want to look at it that way, that's fine.
Yeah, like magical Wi-Fi. Okay.
Those rings are used to control the leaders who are holding the other rings. I think that's what she's saying.
So,
something like that?
I don't know.
So to resolve that issue, can't they just not pick other leaders and just keep it moving?
Well, actually, if you read the books, it does talk about how whenever he had gifted the rings to men and dwarves and elves and things, whenever he forged his one ring and he put his one ring on to have the power to control them, the elves actually felt him and removed their rings and specifically found places for those rings to go. However, like the race of men, it corrupted the ones wearing the rings because they, I guess, aren't in tune with it enough to have noticed the effect.
Cool.
So yeah, you can do stuff with it. You can like remove that fucker and leave it alone.
Like any smart man would do. But
Right.
Okay. All right. So that being said, and I kind of got that from the movie somewhat. So the ring that rules them all subjugates the other people who are wearing the other rings.
Yes, isn't that like every Dark Overlord's fantasy?
It's to subjugate people. So if the ring that rules them all subjugates the other people, then how come the kings that come hunts down the person who wears the ring are not subjugated by the person who wears the ring? So then they automatically become a part of his posse at that point.
You're gonna have to repeat the question. What?
All right. So the ring. All right. So here it is. All right. Here's the scenario of how I see it. The ring that rules them all subjugates the people who wear the other rings.
The leaders of the other races.
All right. Okay. So we're on the same page as there. Then how come when the person puts on the ring, I guess like the dead kings, I don't want to call them, are not controlled by...
They're called the Nazgul, I believe is what you're...
Yeah, the Nazguls. Yeah, the Nazguls are not controlled by the person wearing Sauron's ring.
They are controlled by that ring.
Yeah, but how come they're not under the subjugation of the person wearing the ring?
Oh, you mean like when Frodo puts it on, why can't he control them?
Yes.
Why do they come for him?
Yes, because he's wearing the ring that rules them all.
Because they work for Sauron.
The ring to work for Sauron?
No, the Nazgul.
Oh, okay.
They are his. They've been corrupted to the point where it doesn't matter whether they were wearing those rings or not. They would be his. They used to be men. They became monsters.
Okay. So Frodo don't own shit.
No,
is what you're saying.
He can't control anything in regards to that ring because he's not evil.
And he got too much bitch in him.
He got too much bitch in
him. He got too much bitch in him.
Yeah.
I could definitely agree with that.
What, the bitch part?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then, if the ring doesn't control anything that's not Sauron, then what's the point of destroying the ring again?
I don't know. Good question.
So if you don't destroy the ring becomes Sauron's again. Okay. The ring is imbued with power to help subjugate all of the peoples of Middle-earth. So whether everybody wears a ring or not, it's still giving him additional power and an additional connection to each of the races that doesn't need to be there.
You look
The
like you're
rings-
drawing a blank there.
Connection to each of the races, even if they're not wearing the ring.
You look like you're drawing a blank there,
I'm
buddy.
just saying, like, okay, so, okay, well, all right, I get it, but to me, it's dumb. Because the whole point.
You're entitled to your opinion.
I'm just saying the whole point of the ring that rules them all is to subjugate to those who are wearing the other rings. If the people are not wearing the other rings and aware that, hey, wearing this ring is a pretty dumb idea, then that ring should not affect those people anymore after that point.
Well, if they're not wearing the ring, I wouldn't assume that they'd be affected anyway.
But that's what they're saying. Sora gets it back. He now has the ability to influence those other races because at one point in time, one of their leaders wore that ring.
So how can they be affected by a ring that nobody's wearing?
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, you have to be wearing the ring in order to be
Not anymore.
affected, right? Not anymore.
Not anymore. Once Sora gets it back, he's not like.
I mean,
There are still
well,
rings.
the connection, yeah, the
There-
connection was made, so.
The rings still exist.
Okay.
So while the Nazgul, the men who had the rings, while the races of men don't have the rings any longer, there are elves. If you had watched all of the movies or if you read the books, you would know that Galadriel wears one of the rings.
See, I
But
watched.
she's strong enough to not allow it to overcome her,
I watched most.
for the most part.
I watched half of all three of the movies.
Half of all three.
Half of all three.
And the reason I say half.
Because he didn't watch the part where they walked. He just fast forwarded through it. Is that what you're gonna say?
I mean, I
God
did.
damn it, I'm
Wow.
Look, it's not fair
That's
to make
my
me
magic
sit
power.
Yeah.
back and watch a 4-hour movie where you're literally walking from one place to the other, and I have to literally watch you take each step to make it to the other place. I don't need to see that.
Well, yes, it is a movie about walking. I will not deny that. But I guess it's all about the journey and not the destination. Now, I'm with you, Q. That's bullshit. But just because the journey is a son of a bitch, number one. And number two, the journey could have easily been shortened by a certain event. But we won't go there. We won't go there. Yeah, I know Rachel's gearing up. No, I said we won't go there.
Freaking flower bounce.
Yeah.
Because it was explained already.
But I just said that.
That's
we
not how
wasn't gonna go
favors
there.
work in my book,
Yeah,
but whatever.
Yeah, but I mean that's
I'm
not.
saying it so she doesn't have to.
Yeah,
it was
but
explained already.
yeah. Well, if y'all say so. But anyway, but the fact is, yes, the Lord of the Rings movies are basically 4 hours of niggas walking. But again, it's kind of the journey, and I mean it's about the destination too. But it's a journey of friends and friendship and all that other bullshit like that. So yeah, do I agree with it? No, not at all. Cause I'm not in the whole wizards, orcs, and all that kind of shit. That's not my thing. But to each his own. Whatever pops your tart. Whatever gets you off at night. I'm not mad at people. Shut up. I'm not mad at people who do like it, but I'm just saying that I'm not a fan of watching niggas walk for 4 hours. That's it. But I do get your point, Doku. And on top of that, did they ever kill the magical eye in the sky?
When they,
Yeah,
I think when they threw the ring in the volcano finally, which
they killed the eye in the sky.
yeah,
brother.
that was like a chain reaction because the eye can't see no more because the ring doesn't exist.
Oh, okay.
But like you said, it could have been over in one movie.
True.
No wars would have had been fought.
True.
Maybe a couple sky battles.
True.
But again, I didn't really want to watch a New Zealand tour guide movie for like 12 hours.
This is truth. So yeah.
If it doesn't interest you, it doesn't interest you.
No,
but,
see,
I mean,
now don't get me wrong. Now, when they finally got to actually doing, it was worth sitting down and watching that 5-minute scene. But then it goes back to 45 minutes of walking, which kills me. Like I don't have enough stimulate. It's not enough to stimulate me to keep me from one scene to the next major scene.
That's why you fast forwarded.
That's why I miss a couple, I guess, key moments.
Which is again understandable. because
Yeah, the quiet stuff is where all the plot explanations will happen. The quiet moments.
I guess. But again, I'll openly admit I don't know that much about Lord of the Rings. So that's of course
Yes,
that's
I know.
yeah. So,
We're aware.
Yeah, so that's why I'm open to it. I'm not really in a combative mood about it, other than the whole Eagle situation. But again, that's been explained, and so yeah. So we always throw hands. That ain't nothing new. It's just, we have such a violent relationship. But yeah. But other than yes, negative. But yeah. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I know shit about Lord of the Rings, because I don't. Everything else, yes, I do, and I will fight you for it.
Everything?
Yeah, not everything. Well, most things. I know enough to be dangerous, and so yeah, like I know enough about.
Usually, that's not nearly enough.
Yeah, it's enough for me, Rachel. So that's all that matters. Anyway, your butt. But anyway, so it's enough for me to sleep at night. That's all that matters. So yeah, and that's all that really matters, right?
They say idiots sleep the deepest.
Far
what?
from the topic of magical girls.
Wait, we have. But anywho's it. But going back to the concept of magical girls in general, and just magic altogether, because we actually gotta have to wrap this up, because it's almost been like an hour long. So I did not expect it to be this long, but I didn't expect it to be long. But anyway, for me to go ahead and put a bow on this shit, magic is in some media aspects a cop out. Not all. For y'all bite my fucking head off. Not all. I do know that in some aspects it does have rules and limitations. No, it's levels to this shit, as most rappers say. But in other aspects, it is a cop out. There is no work involved. Shut up. Don't fight me on this. There is no work involved. And I feel that in those media platforms, there should be some kind of work ethic to go into it to actually gain your magical powers. I'm not just saying that, you have a traumatic event and you have magical powers. Or, a magical cat falls out of the fucking sky, boom, you have magical powers. That's not how this shit works.
Superheroes, though, right?
Do what? First, don't muddy up the water, Rachel.
No.
Don't muddy.
I just want to ask this question. Since I've been attacked personally this entire time.
You have not been attacked. You have not been attacked.
I wanna know.
Who attacked you? Who came for you, Rachel?
I want to know.
Who came for you, though?
You like superheroes, so like.
All of them. All right, yeah, see, shut down. Anyway, continue.
That's bullshit.
I don't like all superheroes.
How many Spider-Man movies have you seen?
All of them.
All right.
I seen
he gets bitten by a goddamn spider and becomes Spider-Man. He literally has something happen and he just wakes up with magical powers.
Right. First off,
the same thing.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No, it's not.
Yes,
Let's bring that shit back.
All right, so let's rewind that back.
Yeah, let's rewind that shit back. No, it's not. Yeah, let's rewind that.
Yes, he did get bitten by a radioactive spider. That's undeniable, which is the Deus Ex Machina in this whole situation.
It is.
But Spider-Man doesn't become Spider-Man overnight. He has to try to figure out what type of powers he has. One.
True.
Then he has to learn how to use
how
them.
to crawl up a fucking wall.
No,
if you got bit by a spider and you all of a sudden your hand sticks to a wall, do you like, oh shit, and you can't pull it off? What do you do at that point?
True.
You see Spider-Man go through that struggle. Unlike magical people, all of a sudden I just know all my movesets. I can shoot a fireball just because I thought it.
True.
And then I had whack spells that said if I don't mean to kill somebody, where I'm clearly just pointing a wand at and saying these words to kill that person, is not enough to kill that person.
True. Especially if he misses that person at point blank range. But
at point blank range.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying if it was at point blank range, he'd be more of it. Yeah, I know it wasn't, but I'm saying if it was, he'd be more of an insult.
I mean,
So Spider-Man actually had some logistics because first off, science. No, more than 5 minutes worth. Because first off, science, bitch. Second of all, because Spider-Man actually.
You get bitten by a radioactive spider and see how you react.
I will. But yeah.
Don't tell me science.
I will. But anyway, y'all let me finish. Fuck. But yeah, but Spider-Man actually had to go through the struggle. All right. Well, you need to listen slower. But Spider-Man actually went through the struggle. All right. He had to actually understand what his powers were and what he was going to do with his powers. And then it wasn't like a good maybe like a month or so or something that he actually decided to be Spider-Man. You know, unlike magical girls who just so happen to, I have magical powers now, and now I know that I have to save the universe.
I feel like that's not something that really happens that frequently.
What, magical girls?
Like just all of a sudden waking up, having magical powers, and just knowing how to do the most complicated shit ever.
Do you watch anime, Rachel?
I mean, some, yeah. Not most.
Have you seen? Like, do you anime, bro?
I mean, magical girl shows that's not entirely true. Because if I have to use Sailor Moon as another example, they don't even figure out that Usagi's Princess Serenity and that they're all reincarnations of Moon people until like 5 episodes before the end of season 1.
Well, that's when they actually realize like what they are. But as far as like gaining their power,
when they figure out what they are. It's like
but having a power and learning how to use it and knowing how to use it are two different things.
Yeah, I know that.
You could feasibly one of these days, not disregarding science, okay? You could feasibly wake up one of these days and have magical powers. You'd learn pretty quickly what the fuck to do and what not to do, wouldn't you?
Depends on what
Depends on what.
Like in episode 1, Usagi turns into Sailor Moon, but instantly she has to go save someone because a monster is attacking her best friend. Like there is immediate danger, like right after she transforms. So
Which I feel is.
So she has to go save her friend.
Which I feel is convenient. But that's just me.
Well, Luna finds her because the monster pops up.
See, but there you go. Do you need to drink again, Rachel? Rachel drinking straight from the fucking bottle.
Why you gotta call me out like that?
Are you that distressed, Rachel? I apologize.
I'm not gonna drink straight out of the bottle.
Okay.
I'm gonna pour a little bit in this tiny little cup.
Because I didn't know if we were distressing you. Because Rachel went straight for the Jack Daniels bottle.
It was a rough day.
Okay. If you say so, lady.
I had a day.
Okay. Well, she said she had a day. But anyway. But back on topic, though. But in the case of Sailor Moon, that was basically just plot. You know, because they had to move the story along some kind of way.
Because they have to move the plot to introduce the freaking characters that the show is named after, John.
Well, I get that, you niglet, but still, I'm talking about in other.
Cut that out.
This is what, yeah, but still, in the case of just magical girl, not just Sailor Moon, but magical girls in general, and I mean talking about even didn't the same shit happen to Magical Girl Ray Earth too?
Magic what?
Ray Earth.
Magic Knight Ray.
Yeah, Magical Knight Ray.
No, they have to learn magic. Someone has to give them magic.
So someone
awaken their magic for them. Yes.
Yeah. So someone gives them magic.
Someone has to awaken the magic in them. Like someone on the outside has to do it for them. Yes.
Okay. So in that one might be an exception. But anyway, but to
actually, Luna helps Sailor Moon with some attacks. So, hey, hold your tiara up to the moonlight and say moon twilight flash, and that's how it works. Yeah, she taught her how to say her attacks, so she didn't just know them.
So Luna was her tutorial. Like her cheat sheet, basically.
Sort of, yeah.
Now everything else, she actually just sounds like she literally just made the shit up after that. All her other attacks, it sounds like she really just made them up on the spot.
But did they work? Yes, they worked.
Well, of course they work because they're magic and she's overpowered in plot. But still, so of course they worked. But anywho's it. To put a bow on this, I said my piece with magic. In some aspects, I still think is for those some shows still do gain my respect for it because they actually had to put in work to get that magic and to use that abilities like Fairy Tail. And even though
do you respect Harry Potter now?
The what? No, I still don't respect Harry Pussy Potter. Not just because of the magic aspect, but there are other elements involved in this. I don't just hate him. I don't just hate Harry Pussy Potter for that. but there are other reasons that we will probably go into later. Basically, Harry Potter insists upon itself, but again, I will go into that in deeper conversation later on. But
That's another podcast. Keep
yeah,
going.
exactly. That's
Part
another.
two.
Yeah, that's part 2 of another podcast, and I feel that if those aspects of magic actually took some sweat equity into it, I would respect magic a little more. That's all. Cause I feel that if you're playing Grand Theft Auto, you playing it normally, it's like, you actually, like, it's like Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
But if you start using the cheat codes, up, down, left, right, and all that, because that's what magic is. For those who don't understand how I feel. So instead of you actually putting in the work to gain all these weapons and stuff, boom, you instantly have it, and now you're instantly the most broken character.
So
in the
you
game.
jelly, bro.
I'm not jelly.
Not really.
I'm not jelly.
I know it. I'll say it. I'm jelly because there's no sweat equity that goes into it. All
Exactly.
you do is read a book and I got like a whole another 1,000 set of powers. Like I never never knew it beforehand, but now I do. All I do is read a book and boom, I got it. It's done.
Right. That's what irks me.
No push-ups.
That's why you should read books.
No push-ups.
Try reading books.
You don't have to
I
write no
would.
essays. It's just I just need to learn one dead language that I magically learn somehow, and then boom, I'm in
This
there.
goes back all the way to like the first RPGs, like way back in the day. Like I'm talking like the first D&Ds.
Yeah.
It had the mages didn't have to have like physical strength. That stat was for warriors, knights, paladins, those characters. You know what made their magic stronger? The spirit and intelligence stats. And in Final Fantasy, the spirit stat raised your white magic and the intelligence stat raised your black magic. It all has to do with mental and emotional. This goes back all the way to the olden days. This shit is not new.
I didn't say it was new. I still hate the concept. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I didn't say it's a new
Because
concept.
you're not thinking about it.
I am
You're not
thinking
thinking
about
about it.
I am thinking about
No,
it.
you're not.
That's why we're having this
You're not
That's
thinking about it.
why we're having this podcast, woman. But still,
No, you're not thinking about it. You're just saying what you feel and not taking in what we're saying.
I am taking in what y'all saying.
No,
But
you're not.
I've accepted what y'all
You're
saying.
taking it in. You're listening and then you're ignoring it. You're
I'm not
listening.
ignoring it. Yeah, I'm not ignoring it.
You are.
I guarantee you next time I come over, Q will ask me about the Eagles.
Well, that's Q. Well, Q will always do that to you because he loves to fuck with you, Rachel. Yeah, so that's why he always asks you about the Eagles.
I don't appreciate
So
that.
yeah.
I promise not to do it this time around. So next time.
Do what? But damn, we'll work out too then. Yeah, but
That's
still.
that's like a whole hour-long conversation in itself.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
because
just learn to plug in my headphones and ignore you because that's just annoying.
well, I'm not ignoring y'all. Again, I'm accepting everything y'all are saying.
No,
What?
but if you were, you wouldn't ask the same question 4, 5, 6.
I don't
7, 8,
ask the
9
same.
times.
I don't ask the same question 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
You and Q do all the time.
Well, Q might, but not me. Well, and Q does it the fucker.
Whenever y'all were debating me about Sailor Moon, y'all asked the same questions that I've explained 7, 8, 9, 10 times.
Because you ain't listening.
Well, no, because Rachel wasn't involved. So that's why we had to ask the same question.
No. I'm just saying in general.
She's the Sailor Moon expert.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I like that shit, but I don't know.
Well, the reason we asked
That
it
level of
again,
stuff.
and we didn't say it 4,
About
5,
it.
6 times. First off, woman, this is like the second
do.
time. No, we
You
didn't.
do.
No, we didn't.
You do.
Because Rachel wasn't involved. So yeah, so that's why we had to repeat the question so that she can be involved.
Today, yes.
Yes.
Today,
Okay.
yes. I'm talking
Sure.
about all the other conversations
It
we
wasn't
had.
there wasn't all no other conversations we had.
Oh, we've had
we had-
plenty of other conversations
we had-
debating about Sailor
We had
Stop trying
we-
to defend yourself.
We had
Well,
we had one in Florida, and we had one when we were here.
We have had several conversations about Sailor Moon and her silver crystal and why it doesn't sit well with you and blah, 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 even though I've explained it several times.
It's like 2.
We've had this conversation several times, not just one.
I
Two.
believe it.
It was 2.
All right.
All right.
I remember.
My memory's better
I
than
remember
hers.
the
It was 2.
discussion in Florida, and
Yeah.
I remember
My Adderall
us.
says more than 2.
Your Adderall's your drug. You instantly
I
just
remember the
disqualify
one where we was
yourself.
talking about which universe
Adderall
destroyed
helps
which
me
one,
concentrate.
Dragon Ball Z or Sailor Moon.
Oh yeah, now now in Florida we had the conversation between Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon.
No, I'm talking about when we were on video chat. We had a whole video chat about this.
Yeah, that was that video chat when Rachel wasn't present.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm
that
not
way.
talking about any time when Rachel was present.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
talking
Well,
about today.
well, I'm
talking
talking.
about before now.
Well, I'm talking about the reason why I brought it back up because Rachel is present.
Yes, because it's relevant to today's podcast topic, John.
Exactly. That's why I brought it up again.
Yes,
Woman.
I'm not. Didn't I just say I'm not talking about today? I'm
Well,
not talking about today. I'm talking about before now.
No, you're talking about all the multiple times. I'm like, ain't no multiple times
I'm
without
talking
about it.
about before now. Multiple times before now.
It was like twice.
Keep up, John.
It was like, yeah, it was the 2 times we talked about before this.
Yes, and I answered that question multiple times within those two conversations.
well,
If
yeah,
it was
well,
just two conversations,
yeah.
which I doubt.
Well, now we're on the podcast and then you answered them again. So
Yeah.
so
If
so
you
I
say so.
yeah, so I appreciate it.
Not really, because we drifted a whole lot of topics. But go on.
We always do that. This is nothing new. This our podcast is always gonna drift off topic because this is us we're talking about.
Then why have topics if you're going to drift off them?
Because we have to stay on. We have to have some kind of linear road to travel down.
Linear, what's that?
Right? What is linear?
They're more like guidelines. And
Yeah, they're more like
Don't you have a podcast to close?
We
How
do.
long has this been going on?
like over an hour. This is
Yeah.
so yeah. I was trying to close it, but then y'all brought up superpowers and superheroes and shit, and then y'all wanted to come at me.
Oh, blame me.
Yeah, yes, I am.
Come at me, bro.
I did come at
Go.
you. Yeah, I mean, you want to take this outside? How about that? Catch me outside.
I will win.
The Wellll probably is. Yeah, well, because I'll lose either way. Because if I beat up a girl, I just beat up a girl. But then if I get beaten up by a girl, I just got beaten up by a girl.
You have no hope in beating me up.
Because there's no winning for me involved. I lose either way. Lose situation.
If that's what you have to tell yourself to make yourself feel better about it, okay.
Because it's facts, B.
Whatever helps them sleep at night.
Facts, dead ass, B. So yeah, and plus I don't want. Plus we're friends, Rachel. I don't want to hurt your face.
Okay.
So yeah, I like your face, Rachel. So yeah,
Thanks.
I don't want to throw hands. These hands don't want to come for you, all right? They're ready to eat for
I
everybody.
bet they don't want to come for me.
They're ready to eat for everybody, but I don't want them to hurt you, though, Rachel.
Everybody but me.
Everybody means everybody.
And the girlfriend.
But everybody means everybody. So yeah. But anyway,
No.
I just choose my power wisely because to go back to Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility.
Close this shit.
Yeah, so with that being said, it has been an honor for you to join us tonight and talking about some stuff. So yeah, and Rachel, I appreciate you taking the time out your very busy day to come hang out with your boys. And baby, I'm glad that you were able to take time out your day to entertain our madness. So I appreciate that as well. I mean, you put up with me. Yeah, you put up with me already, so that's enough. Yeah.
Yeah, she has to do this on a regular basis.
Shut up, Rachel. So hey, how about we do that?
Thank you. I need somebody to give me some recognition.
Hey,
I give you props.
I give you props all the time. I mean, it's been like damn near 4 years you put up with my bullshit, and you haven't suffocated me in my sleep. So I appreciate it.
Not yet.
Well, damn. But all right.
Maybe one day.
Maybe. But yeah, it's been real, and y'all stay Gucci.
Okay, bye.